This video is brought to you by Kempower, the reliable, quick, and scalable EV charging solution for everyone and everywhere. And this video is also brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world. They are also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage with microgrid solutions.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to a very exciting Out of Spec Reviews YouTube video. You guys know we cover electric vehicles and charging infrastructure here on this channel, and we have done so for years. And we have covered the public charging landscapes evolve through some start of new networks, major failures in terms of reliability, and now the next chapter in charging in America, which is the Tesla Supercharger Network opening up. The North American charging standard truly becoming the standard for North America. And today I will be the first person outside of Ford or Tesla to use the official NACS J3400 adapter charging on a version 3 supercharger that is not equipped with Magic Dock. This is just a normal Tesla version 3 charger. I have the adapter. The network opens right now, and I get to be the first one to plug in. So let's freaking do this. You guys join me at a supercharger in, I think, Avenel, New Jersey. I don't know why we're actually here. Ford said I had to show up here. I said, get me a Lightning. This is my Lightning. I'm going to have it for a week or two doing some cool stuff all across the country. You can see a Ford engineer over there just testing the charger, making sure it's all good. But I will be the first person outside of Ford or Tesla to supercharge a non-Tesla vehicle publicly on the Tesla Supercharger Network. Now, this is a huge deal. I have a lot to go through. Actually, some Tesla people are here. They brought a Cybertruck, but they're like, we don't want to talk to you, but then showed up in a Cybertruck, which is hilarious. So let me walk through what we're going to do in this video. This is awesome. This is everything we live for here. And yeah, let's, I don't even have words. This is amazing. The Supercharger Network opens right now. So in this video, of course, I'm going to plug in and charge my F-150 Lightning that I'm driving here. I'm also going to be driving this truck across the country using superchargers right after this. We have so many stories, so many videos to do. So I'm very much looking forward to putting some miles on this F-150 Lightning extended range. Now, multiple automakers have agreed to join Tesla and sign up to basically be a part of the supercharger network, gaining access to 15,000 plus high power chargers that are extremely reliable and should work with good interoperability. And of course, because the companies and Tesla have an official relationship, my fingers are crossed that the interoperability will be seamless, solid, and you'll have a fantastic charging experience. And I will be putting that to the limit, pushing it to the limit on this trip. So in this video, like I mentioned, we are going to plug in and charge this Lightning, but I'm also going to introduce you to some of the engineers. We also have a podcast that has already gone live right at the moment I could tell you about this on the Out of Spec podcast channel with a fantastic Ford charging engineer. And so definitely take a look at that. But for now, I think we all want to see how this is going to work. So let me show you the adapter. Let's unbox it. It'll be pretty cool. And then we'll get this thing charged. Well, everyone just knows how big of a deal it is to be able to have access to the Tesla Supercharger Network. So let me just remove my drink here and give us a nice table to open up. Boom. Our gift just for you. Every Ford owner in this case actually gets a free, and Ford owner, I mean Mustang Mach-E or F-150 Lightning, and I think customer e-Transits get a NACS to CCS charging adapter, because again, every vehicle in the US has this plug type. That's not a Tesla. Why won't you open? There we go. It's so cold out here. My hands aren't even working. This is the old CCS connector. I say old, it's still very relevant. It still honestly works just fine, but this is the much better, much nicer Tesla supercharging handle version 3 in this case. And there are some limitations with this adapter in terms of where you can use it. It's not every supercharger that opens, but it's almost every version 3. And this is it. Now this adapter, there's a very small number of adapters that are actually available and out there in the wild. And well, I have one of them. So Ford owners, I think we'll start to get them in the next couple of months. They'll be able to place their orders at ford.com/fast charging adapters. And I believe that site will go live at the time of this video with more information on timing. But I have one of the prototype adapters and an F-150 Lightning to really push this new network, this new truck, this new capability for Ford electric vehicle owners to the limit. It'll also set the stage for all the other automakers, pretty much every other major automaker that is about to join the North American charging standard with access to this network from Tesla. They'll be able to watch the videos and see what the heck did they get themselves into. And I hope this is the end of our charging woes in our country, because electric vehicle charging infrastructure has held up EV adoption for too long, and I've been the one complaining about it. And now we have the saving grace. So let's see how this all goes. Well, I did not expect New Jersey to be so cold. You can actually see the couple trucks here. Ford engineers are here with me on site, as well as actually some owners. I love how Ford involves some owner base, you know, Lightning Club folks and everything. We're going to meet one of those in a moment, and he has his truck pre-conditioned, warmed up, so we can test the full 500 amps of the adapter. So this is the adapter, our gift to you. Okay, so this, I think, is supposed to be like this. It says, our gift to you, thousands more fast chargers. Add thousands of Tesla Superchargers to your Ford Blue Oval Charge Network with the fast charging adapter. And again, this adapter will work on upgraded version 3 sites. That's what Ford are calling the actually ones that are basically J3400 CCS communications that work with this truck. And they just updated the Ford navigation system in this vehicle to show superchargers that are capable now. And so it says find upgraded superchargers. Does not work with older superchargers. I think it's actually funny that they used a wall connector. What? As the version 2? No, because version 2s look like that. So yeah, it doesn't work with AC chargers. Oh, I see. Oh, destination chargers. So they're correct there. I thought they were saying that was a version 2 charger, but nope. Works with version 3 dispenser and version 4 dispenser. Both of those, again, are still hooked up to version 3 cabinets. There are no version 4s yet installed in the US. Those are just dispensers, version 4. Plug in, charge, and go. Yep, they're quick with plug and charge. There is a manual override. We'll play around with that probably on the road trip. Maybe I'll show you that in this video as well. The steps here are attach the adapter, push until you hear a click, plug in, and then you stop charging by hitting the little button. Remove the adapter from charge port using silver release button, and then we separate the adapter later. So they want us to connect the adapter and then disconnect the adapter as the first and last steps. Let's take a look at the adapter. It's wrapped nicely in this Ford packaging here. Okay, so I believe Tesla has engineered and produced and done all the stuff for the adapter, is my understanding. And whoa, here it is. We are about to give this thing a workout over a long period of time. Here's my friend Jake rolling up in a Mach-E. Sick. Look at this thing. So it doesn't even have the AC pins in here, so we know for sure it won't work for AC charging. It does not have the guide pins on the DC side. It has, here we go, you can see the NACS connection looks like silver-plated copper. A little switch there. Really nice. It honestly looks just like the Magic Dock adapter here. And you can see this is part number revision B, it looks like. And it does look like there's a intentional gap here. You can see that. And I'm not sure if that's because this is a pre-production one or if that's intentional, but we do have to play around with these a little bit. But anyway, what I want to do is plug this truck in. So let's shut this thing off. I've been having, again, this thing sat outside stone cold, so we're not going to get full power, but I do have a Lightning that is warmed up that we are going to get full power on. We are going to do this thing. So let's plug it in and be the first ones ever to use the Supercharger network opened to all Ford vehicles. I'm so thrilled that I'm able to be the first to do this. All right, guys, I've got the Lightning. I've got the adapter we just unboxed. It's time to get this plugged in. We couldn't have done it closer to a louder street. So here we go. I've chosen 1A. We will talk all about charge ports, cable lengths, all that good stuff. But for now, I just want to see how this process goes. So I did pull the F-150 Lightning up pretty far. I'm going to take the version 3 connector Okay, heard the click. That was nice. There was no extra force, and now it's definitely locked together. So we'll push that. We'll go into the charge port here. It's communicating, it's thinking first charge, and it is indicating that things are going well. Let's take a look inside the truck. If I come in here, do I have to hit the power button, Jake, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll give it a second, and Built Ford Tough will go. But this is literally the first charge using the Tesla Supercharger Network. Clear the codes, and we are fast charging officially. Hell yeah, that is amazing. So easy. You just use the adapter, plug it in, and walk away. You can finally do that. No longer standing, waiting at the screen, making sure it's actually charging. You roll up to a supercharger, hit the adapter, and that's the first official charge from anyone outside of Ford. So I'm so thrilled that I'm able to do that and to experience this. Wow. It's going to be driving it across the country, and it's going to be so much easier than before. So we are officially charging the Lightning, and it's already going. But I do have a question. Fords have a weird thing about them, and this is not going to be the case for all automakers. Again, part of this video, of course, is, yep, Ford owners get access, but also all vehicles will get access. But if I come in here, Fords have a weird thing where they don't tell you how fast they're charging. And so while I'm sitting here charging, I definitely know I'm charging. I don't actually know how fast I'm charging. There's no display on the Supercharger, so there's no way for me to see how quickly we're charging. Now, of course, for my trip, I'm going to keep an OBD dongle in the car, and then I'll be able to see how much power is going into the battery pack. But that is a curiosity. They really need to update these to show you kilowatt charging power, so you know exactly how fast it's going. So, good stuff, though. Glad we are juicing. Well, guys, I'm charging up the Lightning, and I'm here with Jovina, and Jovina is basically responsible for charging services for Ford. So how did this whole process go? Was this easy working with Tesla? Was it nice to have the adapter? What does this mean for Ford?
You know, we're super excited for this day to come. For our customers, we're so happy to be able to open up EVs and taking your vehicle out on road trips. We understand it's been a challenge as the infrastructure continues to build, but working with Tesla and partnering with them in this way, I think has been wonderful, because we both know that the more that we work together to make this easier for our customers, the more that customers will be able to utilize their EVs in these situations. So it's been an important thing for both of us.
Yeah, amazing. I have to say, just going through, and our audience was with us, plugging the adapter into the NACS handle, into the vehicle, the connection time was quick, plug and charge worked on the first go, and this is literally day one, hour one, minute one that everything just opened. So really nice work.
Yes, fantastic. Yeah, the teams have been out testing for some time now. It's just getting ready for this day, and I'm so happy that this just worked out perfectly for you, as it should, and really excited to see this come.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm going to be going on a big road trip, and at least right now, day one, we're not sure what superchargers are open. It's a handful. And then will Tesla be turning on each station? Is that how that's going to go?
You know, I can't really speak to which locations will be open or not. That's Tesla's leading that piece of it. So, but we will be having more and more Tesla stations open as we go.
And by the time any normal customer gets their adapter, the network's going to be wide open by that point. We're just still early days of testing.
We're very in the early days, and as the adapters start rolling up, there are going to be more and more Tesla Supercharger stations available.
Well, I can't thank you enough. Congratulations on the big day for you guys. This, I'm sure, means a lot to Ford EV drivers. I'm really excited. Opens up a whole new possibilities that you can purchase EVs and go anywhere without thinking about it, which is what we needed.
Absolutely. We're so happy for our customers and what we're doing with EVs in general.
Well, thanks for the time, Jovina. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, my friend Taxman here on the Ford forums is here joining, and this is how you can see how fast you're charging inside the app. So 163 kilowatt charging right now. Hell yeah, ripping. And yeah, you had your truck warmed up, ready to go, nice and low. Are you excited about this?
Absolutely excited.
This is going to be amazing. I think in general, you've obviously used your Lightning a bunch. Does this unlock new places you can go, or is it just the reliability, or what's the big thing?
Gives me options for long route travel where I'm hauling a trailer. I have more emergency stop opportunities along the route.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on being one of the first to have this adapter. And yeah, we're excited for this.
Well, guys, I'm charged up to 84% state of charge now. I think that's plenty because I actually have to go to the airport just for a day. I got to go film something in California, and then I'm going to come back to this truck. But to stop charging, you can click this little button here. That will obviously stop it normally. This is the disconnect for the NACS. So I think what I do is I pull this out together, and then to remove this thing from the NACS handle, I need two hands, but I have to pull this adapter out by unlocking that switch at the bottom. So I'm going to pull the tab on that switch, separate the adapters, and then I got to give you some more information on all of this. Well, dang, guys, this is just amazing. By the way, we have a whole podcast I mentioned with Robert from Ford talking about this adapter and some limitations, but some things you should know. This one, again, this is a prototype adapter. There are just a handful available. I'm so lucky I'm one of the first few to get to try it. By the way, you know, as long as I have this truck, if I see any of you guys along the way, I'm happy to demonstrate this to you and to try it out and do all that stuff. The vehicle does require a software update. So, you know, we'll have a whole lot of content coming on all of this, but essentially the process of getting this adapter to work with the Supercharger network is there's a Ford power up. Is that what they call it? Anyway, just an over-the-air software update that comes to the vehicle. It says, congratulations, you have Supercharger network access. So that's the vehicle side. And then the charger also has to be one that's compatible with the Ford vehicles or just the general NACS stuff. And there's only a handful of them right now at the time of this recording. And Tesla is turning a bunch on today. And they'll just be populating in the Ford app as they go through and upgrade each version 3. Now, this adapter, once you have all of that sorted, it is using ISO 15118 for communications. It's not DIN 70121 or anything like that. So Tesla's speaking the real CCS language. It's so funny. Everyone thinks CCS is so terrible, right? A lot of, you know, people are like, oh, but actually when we did this, we were using CCS communications. It's all just about maintaining your network, I think. But ultimately, the plug-in charge process, it's not MAC ID, it is ISO 15118. My understanding is Tesla and Ford are handling the certificate, and so that's not using an outside third-party source, which we've discussed. Something like Hubject, they're not a part of this at all, is my understanding. It is just Tesla and Ford here as operating the communications from the vehicle side to the charger and authenticating payment, which happens automatically in the app. Which works well. Again, you can see charge rate inside the Ford Pass app, but that is the only way to see your real-time charging speed. And I really wish Ford would update the charging screens of the truck to tell me what I'm charging at, because that's just, we've been asking for it for years. So if anyone from Ford is watching this, I know you are, please give us a kilowatt charging rate, especially now that the chargers don't have screens on them. And if you loan your vehicle to someone, they may not have the Ford Pass app to know. So some other things to mention here. The adapter is a nominal rating of 300 amps on this one, and it's passively cooled, of course. However, it can do 500 amps for as long as the vehicle request is, and there are temperature sensors all throughout here, and there's some current interruptions as well. So if you go over temperature by a ton, it can basically interrupt the pilot signal and stop charging if there's a major fault or a major over temperature issue. But for the most part, this thing, very similar to like Tesla's CCS adapter. I think that's nominally 300 amps or 350 amps, but we've done 700 amps through that adapter. And as long as it doesn't get hot, you're fine. And temperature sensors are so important. I do think adapter safety is something we need to talk more about on this channel. Adapters are not lifetime use. I mean, these things will eventually degrade and get, you know, maybe more resistance over time and could lead to some problems. So you always want to monitor, you know, always touch the adapter, feel if it's getting really hot. If you start to notice that any adapter is getting really warm, I would exchange it for a new one. But for years and years, you'll get life out of this. Now, this particular adapter, this is a prototype. This has to go back to Ford. I have to send this back, and then they're going to replace me with a series production one so I can have to play around with. But I don't know what the differences are, to be honest. I've been asking them, like, what makes this a prototype? And I think it's just this didn't come off the big production line. This was maybe a hand-built one, I guess. I don't know. But I think all the internals are representative of a series production adapter. So we'll be able to do all the testing with this thing. So that's some nerd stuff for you guys. I hope that answers a lot of questions. I still think think charge port location for Ford vehicles are non-native to Tesla. I mean, I know they are. So you can see what we're doing here is we've crowded all the Ford vehicles together on this side. And so what that means is you're not leaving a space every time. Is if you have a non-native charge port location, you can kind of stack all the vehicles on one side, and then all the Teslas can go over there, and essentially you'll only have one space of a supercharger that can't be utilized if it's perfect. Now, we know we don't live in a perfect world. We have seen this in Europe. But ultimately, I agree. The version 4 dispensers, a lot of you will be commenting, have longer cables with centrally mounted in a parking space locations for many of them, and that will solve a lot of problems. But at least today, this is going to be a little tight, just like charging a Cybertruck at a supercharger is a little tight. So this is going to be a thing. Everyone just keep your heads cool, stay calm at chargers, don't freak out. It's going to be really interesting. I'm going to hit as many superchargers as I can with this truck over the next few weeks. And, we're going to be keeping an eye on charging status and what customers are experiencing and all that stuff. And here comes the Tesla nosing in for no apparent reason. So anyway, tons of fun. Good stuff. Well, guys, I think it's time to wrap up. I think one thing Ford does better than anyone is, of course, yeah, they work with the media, but they also include the enthusiast owners. So many of these adapters, and they only have a handful to go around, have gone to enthusiast owners like our friends Patrick and Liv, who have a YouTube channel, but also folks like Nolan and Joe, who we met from the Northeast Lightning Club, and just awesome that they include really their core fan base in these events and to get access to all of this early and ahead of time. So very thrilled here. No question, this unlocks the possibilities for many people of buying a Ford electric vehicle, and of course the other automakers to come. I'm really curious to see how the future rollout happens, when GM will get access, when Volvo will get access, when everyone, so on and so forth, will get access to the Tesla Supercharger network. How is it going to handle the increased load of vehicles visiting the charging stations? What happens with all the different charge port locations? These are all questions I have along with you, and all I can say is there's no lack of content for us to make in the next year of this rollout and year plus. So I can't thank you enough for joining me. I can't thank Ford enough for allowing me to be the first person outside of the company to plug in, and Noel to be the first customer to plug in. It's been an amazing trip out here. Again, I flew through the middle of the night. I was up early, and we got in and got the first plug-in of this charging network for Ford vehicles. I'm thrilled. Big road trip coming up. I'm going to be taking this thing down to Florida and then across the country is the current plan. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to be hitting as many superchargers as possible. Hopefully Tesla starts flipping the switch and turning on a bunch of chargers everywhere. But if you see me at a supercharger in a Ford, don't freak out. I'm supposed to be there. I got the adapter, and Tesla owners, I'm sure many of them who feel entitled to the network are going to be upset about it. But I think in general, this supports many people's mission of getting more electric vehicles on the road and getting people down the road safely and reliably. That's the biggest thing. You can now take that little worry out of the back of your head that charging won't work when you arrive at the station, because we know pretty much it's going to work when you get to a Tesla charger. And my understanding is Ford and Tesla have been doing over 100 charges a day for the last few weeks to make sure that this is reliable and solid and works. And I've seen maybe 10 or 15 Ford vehicles now go through cycles of plugging and unplugging. I've done it a couple times myself. About 20-25 seconds of handshake time, boom, we're charging. So can't thank you enough for joining, can't thank you enough for watching, and can't thank Ford enough for having me out, letting me borrow this Lightning to show you guys what you can do with this truck now. I'm thrilled. Have a great day, and this is a whole new era of charging in America. It truly cannot be understated how big of a deal this is and how lucky I am to be here to experience it. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.